Well, it feels like I just got back from my last trip, but I just can't seem to sit still this spring. For this week's adventure, I'm heading to one of my favorite places in Colorado, Great Sand Dunes National Park. But just getting to the park is a rich visual journey with quirky roadside attractions and plenty of old western homes fading into history's harsh reality. In this video, I'm putting the L-Mount Alliance to task. For those that don't know, the L-Mount Alliance is a partnership between Sigma, Leica, and Panasonic that uses a unified lens mount. This means you can use any combination of camera bodies and lenses that use the L-Mount. Pretty cool, huh? Once camp is set up, it's time to get out into the Ponderosa-filled dunes and explore with camera in hand. Let's go get some photos. Made it down to sand dunes. It's an awesome drive. And yeah, it's just beautiful out here. We got a lot of clouds, some sun poking through, and I've just been cruising around for a little while now looking for some compositions and just kind of poking around and seeing what I can shoot tonight and in the morning and tomorrow afternoon and what have you. So what I'm hoping for right now is to get a little bit of spotlighting on some of these big ponderosas that are out here. I feel like that'd be pretty awesome to see. I don't know if it's going to happen. We have been getting light, but that light has been, pretty sporadic. We're set up though in a situation that if it does clear a bit this afternoon and this evening, and it's supposed to, there's potential for a really, really nice sunset out here. So fingers crossed on that. All right, so I'm just gonna keep cruising around, scouting around, see what I can find. Quick little tip about the sand dunes. When I come down here, I pretty much always wear leather boots. And the reason for it is this right here. Endless amounts of cactus. The cactus is everywhere. So if you don't want to get cactus spines in your toes, and who does, bring out your leather boots because they're really good out here. It smells so good here right now. The mix of pinyon and sage, ponderosa, and a little bit of rain that's kind of falling right now, just very, very light rain. It's amazing. Awesome day out there today. There was some potential for some great shots, but we just didn't quite get the light that I needed. There's some big, beautiful ponderosa trees, off the backside of the dunes there, and as the sun sets, they kind of backlight, and the dunes will catch light just on the edges of the dunes themselves, and it's really beautiful, and it can be awesome, but it just didn't quite work out. I was chasing around a little bit today, kind of like a cat chasing a laser pointer or something, but after a while it felt pretty ridiculous and kind of gave up on that. So I'm gonna cook up a little dinner right now, and then honestly I could shoot the shot I want from here, and that's not even being lazy. There's actually a totally clean shot of the dunes and the Crestone group, the snowy peaks back there that would really shoot well from right here. So I might just do that. I might also go down into the flats out there, into the kind of grassland area, but I could get a shot from right here, so maybe we'll do that. I'm in a good position. I can see everything that's going on, and if these clouds to the west clear out, we could be in for a heck of a shoot tonight. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Well, it looks like it's not going to happen. The light's going to close out on us here any second now. That's just a bummer because it's really close to happening. But I'm going to wait it out a little bit. I got the camera set up, and hopefully we get a little bit of magic there right at the very end, but I don't see it happening. So anyhow, That's all we got for tonight. If it doesn't happen tonight, we'll try tomorrow. All right, well, so far it's been a really beautiful morning, and I had a couple of pronghorn antelopes over here grazing, and a little falcon of some sort that rustled up a little mousy breakfast. That was really cool to see. That was just right here. And now the first bits of light is starting to tease the tops of the mountains over here. Over here I've got a little time lapse going. So we'll see how that comes out. I think it should be pretty cool. And then over here I have the Leica, the SL-2 mounted up with the Sigma 100-400, kind of zoomed in on some of the bigger peaks out there. All right, so it's starting to, the clouds are starting to get a little more cotton candy up there. So I think I'm gonna turn this off and start shooting. Okay, so I've been shooting this Leica SL-2 with the Sigma lenses, and yeah, it's all part of the L-mount alliance, right? I can put my Sigma lenses right on this, the Leica. I could also do it on a Panasonic if I wanted. And without a doubt, there are some YouTube personalities out there that have had a good bit of fun poking at the L-mount alliance. L-mount alliance, alliance, alliance. Anyhow, but in reality, you know, it's fun to make fun of it. It's kind of funny, whatever. But in truth, it's pretty awesome. For example, here, the Sigma 45-28, part of the I series lineup, just mounts right on here. It's small, it's tiny, it's got this rad little manual aperture ring, and it's fun to shoot, super sharp, and it's also got a little bit of personality and soul to it. So, yeah, it's fun to make fun of it, but in reality, there's something here, and that's what I'm doing for the week, is out here kind of taking it out of the studio and putting it into the field and actually getting some real world experience with it. And so far, it's been awesome. Okay, so the Leica SL-2, let's go through this for a little bit here. This is it. It's looking pretty rad with the Sigma 45 on it. And you know, the first thing you notice when you pick this up is the build quality is magnificent, as you would expect probably from a $4,500, $4,600, $4,700 Leica camera. It's awesome. It's about as beautifully built as a camera as I've ever seen. The optical, sorry, not the optical viewfinder, the electric viewfinder is so good it looks like an optical viewfinder. It is the best viewfinder I've ever looked through on a mirrorless camera, period. I mean, it's stunning. Like I said, it looks like an optical viewfinder. The design of it is really streamlined. It's very, very sleek, has that kind of very modern look to it, which I like quite a bit. You know, there's very few buttons on the back. You know, you have the 3 buttons down there. It's very, very, very sleek design for sure. And for someone like me, for the way I shoot, it's really nice actually. You know, I don't use a lot of features in my cameras. I shoot in RAW, I put it in manual. I use the 2 buttons to adjust shutter speed and aperture, and then other than that, the only other things I mess with usually are my frame rate and my ISO. A couple other things here and there, of course. Oh, my autofocus, I'll switch between continuous autofocus and single shot autofocus, but that's about it. And this body, for a purist type photographer, it excels for someone that shoots that way, like myself, probably a lot of you guys. The menu system is super easy to read, to go through. It's very well laid out and well thought out, as opposed to some of the other mirrorless systems where the menu systems are just kind of complicated. This one is very intuitive and just makes sense, and it's very easy to navigate. It is part of the L-mount Alliance, so I can put a bunch of different Sigma lenses on here. I have a few L-mount lenses with me that I've been using so far. This is the 45-2.8. I've also shot the 28-70 contemporary and the 100-400 contemporary lenses I've also put on here, and they've all worked beautifully. I also have an MC21 adapter that I've used, oh, fly in my face, gather, that I've put on the 7200, and it worked very, very well on the 7200. The other issue, small issue, well, maybe not a small issue I've had with it, is the battery life is not super good. It goes down pretty quick, and what I've been doing to counter that is, one good thing about it is that I can just plug in a little USB port right here, and that plugs right into my car. So as I'm cruising around and driving and checking out different sites, I just make sure to have it plugged in so that I do have enough battery life. Image quality, obviously I can't speak to that quite yet because I won't know until I get home, but I'm going to assume they're awesome. And once I get these processed, I'll obviously put them into the video here and we'll check them out. But I have a feeling they're going to be really good. Autofocus on this seems pretty decent too, especially for what I've been shooting. You know, a lot of landscape, you know, a couple little travel shots here and there, but I haven't shot any action. I have no idea how it would shoot action. I've heard it's a little slower compared to some of the other cameras out there, but who knows, maybe we'll get a chance to put it to good use. All in all, shooting with the Leica SL-2 is a blast. It's really fun. It's not the all-arounder camera. You know, there's other cameras that kind of do everything better, but for your general landscape and travel and street shooter, outdoor shooter, this is going to be a really nice camera to have. Well, this would be my last evening in the park, so I whipped up a quick meatloaf and mashed potato dinner and settled into a final cloudless sunset. My final takeaway from my time with the Leica SL-2 is that it feels more like a camera and less like an electronic device, which in my mind is a big compliment. And taking the L-mount Alliance out of the studio and into the field to produce real-world results tells me one thing: it's completely legit. Well, that's going to wrap up this adventure. Thanks so much for watching, and please feel free to like, follow, comment, and share. Now get out there and shoot.